What's up, guys? Bruno Aponte here, back with another tutorial. Super excited to be here with you guys. We're going over the cover that I made last week for Jay Critch, Jugg season. You guys gave me some really good feedback. There was a lot of support in the comment and the DMs. We were trying to push it out to him for him to see. Unfortunately, I don't think he got to it. But nonetheless, I'm here with the breakdown. Hopefully, you guys learned something from it. Drop a comment down below, and let's get started. Alright guys, so now we're in Photoshop. I opened up the image for the artist. I took this from his Instagram feed. It's like a low quality image, so I had to upscale it. I used preserve details and I put it to 3000 by 3000 to just retain some quality. I pre-masked them obviously to save some time. I also masked out this arrow from the carousel. I used content aware fill to do that, and then I just stamped in the window to make it look good. From there I moved on to masking out the sky. I did that with a level adjustment and channel mask. After all of that was done, I went into refining the edges of the sky. It didn't have to be perfect. I did this with selective mask and like the refined edge brush. I knew with what I was gonna do in front and behind, it didn't have to be precise. So I just gave it a quick once over and that was pretty much it. I moved on to bringing in the sky. I brought in the gloomier sky first. That was going to be the sky that was going to have like the rain effect on. Then the other side was going to be the sunnier side. I initially put them left to right, but I moved it around and made it right to left from light to dark. And I gave it some adjustment, also corrected the colors a bit. I didn't want like those false colors in there. I wanted it to be more like true to what you would see in real life. So I did that, gave it gradient maps. I adjusted the light side, made it more blue. I adjusted the dark side, made it more like gray. Then I started just to finesse them into each other. So I started off with like a regular round brush and then realized, wait, nah, let me just do this with a cloud brush. These are clouds. So I started to do that. I finessed my way around the clouds a bit just to make it transition nicely. After the clouds, I moved right into dodging and burning. I wanted to make them look a bit more intentionally lit. So I started just to cast shadows everywhere, add highlights where I felt like they made sense. So here I was casting one from the scarf and also one from his nose, also giving some dimension to his neck and stuff like that, giving some dimension to his nose, to his forehead, all the kind of highlights, specularity that I felt like would be there in real life. So I did all of that. I moved right on to like doing the environment. So the background, the house that was in the back, the trees that were in the back, I made them look a lot darker. I gave it a gradient so that again it was transitioning from light to dark. Gave some dimension also to the scarf on that brighter side. So after all of that was said and done, he was looking like he was fitting the environment in my opinion. So I moved into doing the rain. I did that on a color fill layer, like a light gray color fill, and then just a rain brush. I brushed it in, then I tweaked it around to a better position. I masked it in with a gradient. I changed the blending mode to lighter color. That finessed it a little bit more. Then I knew I had to move into bringing in some more ambient, so I did that with another color fill. I put the color fill on white, and of course I just masked it a bit with a gradient mask to, transition. Then it was time to address this tree that was behind them. I felt like it looked really wonky on the edges, so I figured, all right, well, if I take a brush and just mask away at it for a while, it's gonna end up looking a lot better. So that's what I did. Let's move past this because it's super tedious. With that tree out of the way, we were looking really good. It was time to add the light leak, so I did that in like 3 parts on a yellow color fill layer, one on him, two in the background, and then the light rays as well. They came in at some point. It was just like an image that I found with light rays. And I blended it on screen and then some more with blend diff. I repositioned it, resized it, that was looking pretty good. I figured that we can make him look a little wet, so I did that with the filter gallery. It's like a plastic wrap filter. I masked it in a bit onto the right side, his cheek, his forehead, the scarf, his shirt. And nothing too crazy, it was just light. And I wanted to make the light leaks look a bit more strong, stand out some more, so I did just that with the blending. I also went into his eyes, took some of the yellow out, make them look more white. And I had to add that sparkle to the jewelry, one to his ring, one to the chain. Then it was time to move on to the artist's name and the title of the song. So for the title of the song, the font's name is called Deutsch. And then the one for the artist name is called Snell Roundhand. I had pre-selected that, so I just added that in, then resized them, repositioned them. They looked well there. And for some separation on the title, I added a rectangle shape behind it. I diffused it by adding a blur. I moved up the name of the artist. I repositioned them together. And of course, we were on to our last two steps. I added the parental advisory notice and finished it off with a camera raw filter. I adjusted the usual few adjustments, just gave it a vignette, an S curve, gave it some clarity, gave it some grain, and that was it. We finished it off just like that. I felt like that's what made this cover so effective, is that it's simple and clean. So I hope you guys learned something from it. Alright guys, so that's it for this week's video. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what you guys thought about this week's video. Let me know what you guys want to see for next week's video as well. And also keep sending me the work that you guys are creating out of this. I love giving you guys the feedback and seeing what you guys are learning from all this. So thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.